That's an interesting question. So I have two thoughts. First thought is, for a long time, I wrestled with this question of, do I have to be dissatisfied to be driven? Is that part of it? Is part of it that I have this vision for where I want to be or what I want to accomplish, and then I look at my current state and I realize there's a gap between where I am and where I want to be, and that dissatisfaction with that gap is what drives you forward. It's the drive to close the gap that gets you to show up and work hard or take the test or do the thing, and I think certainly there are many times in my life when that has been the driving force. But the healthiest response I think that I've come up with, or the counterpoint, is imagine that like an acorn falls from a tree and it manages to take root and starts to grow, and at first it's just this little acorn, and then it's a sapling, and then it's grows into this eventually this large mature oak. And at no point in that process was it like berating itself for only being an acorn or for only being a sapling, right? For not being enough yet, for not being big enough, for not having achieved that outcome. Nobody looks at it and thinks, oh, what a failure. You aren't a full oak tree yet. And yet, despite that, there isn't this dissatisfaction going on. It continues to grow. And I think the answer there is it grows simply because that is what an oak tree does. It grows because that is what it is encoded to do. And so I feel like the healthiest version of me, like just flowing with it, or just stepping into it, is what do I feel like I'm encoded to do? It's almost like I was made for this. This is my strength. This is what I like. It lights me up. It makes me feel alive. And then I can be quite driven and not feel dissatisfied in the moment. So I think that was like kind of the first thing that came to mind. The second piece is I have had this experience where the effort has been the reward, where the work is the win, or whatever people want to phrase it. Doing the thing is the satisfaction. But rarely do I have that experience right away. It has come with time. So like working out is a very good example for me. I've been training for 15 or 20 years now. And like I want all the same things everybody else does, right? I want to be healthy. You want to look good. You have all these like outcomes that you want from working out. But the last couple of years, I have started to train more and more just because of how I feel when I work out. I like how it makes me feel. And now I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait 2 years to see how I look in the mirror. Like I feel good when I'm doing this set. And so it becomes more about the experience and liking how I feel when I'm doing it. In my language, in the Atomic Habits language, it's what I call identity-based habits. Every time that I show up and work out, I am casting a vote for being the type of person who works out, for being an athlete, for being the type of person who doesn't miss workouts. And every time I cast a vote for being that type of person, I feel good about myself. I feel like I'm showing up and being the kind of person I want to be. I feel like I'm reinforcing my desired identity. And I think this is it certainly is one of the concepts from Atomic Habits that has resonated most with people, which is rather than starting your habits and asking, what do I wish to achieve? What do I wish to, accomplish? You start by asking, who do I wish to become? And how are my habits reinforcing that desired identity? Am I casting votes for being that type of person? Every action you take is like a vote for the type of person you wish to become. So if you sit down and you study for 20 minutes on Tuesday night, you are casting a vote for being studious. If you shoot a basketball for an hour outside, you cast a vote for being a basketball player. And individually, those are small things, and they don't really mean a whole lot, in any given moment. But collectively, if you do it for 3 months or 6 months or a year, you cross this invisible threshold at some point where you say, yeah, being a basketball player must be a big part of who I am. And you start to take pride in being that kind of person. And if you take pride in it, if it becomes part of your story, then you'll fight to maintain the habit. And now all of a sudden, the situation is flipped.